Another lovely find, just sitting here on the foreshore among the rocks. It's a bit of tin glazed earthenware floor tile. You can see polychrome, you can see traces of green and blue there. It might be possible, it might not be possible to work out what the design was. But anyway, it's a nice find, so I'm going to keep that one. Tin glazed, dating from about 1650, 1750, that sort of period. Right by the water's edge now, and as the Thames clippers and other boats go past, we get a bit of wash here, but we don't mind, because this is the stuff that's eroding this part of the foreshore, so constantly throwing up new finds. Talking of which, just down here we have another bit of medieval pottery. This is the base of a handle from a Surrey whiteware jug, again 1350 to 1500. But it's very interesting, you can see the stab marks that the potter has made in the clay. The thick part of the clay helps in the kiln, if you stab it, just to release some of the steam from the water so the pot doesn't explode in the kiln. But that's rather nice. Normally the stabbing's on the outside of a handle, but that on the inside, interestingly. Another very common find on the foreshore, obviously clay pipes, clay pipe bowls, clay pipe stems, recognisable from the hole in it, obviously, where it was smoked. Smoking obviously came into this country from about the 1580s onwards and was very, very popular up to the 1880s, when cigarettes started taking over from it then. Just spotted some more old pottery here. So again, the rim of a pot there with a green copper glaze on it. Another rim, a bit more water worn. This one's been kicking around for a while. Other bits of old clay there. This again looks to be medieval. There are some inclusions present in the clay, which they tended to sieve out in the post-medieval period, in this area at least. In other areas of the country they left them in, but in London generally you don't find inclusions in clay after about 1500. Here's a nice little bit of clay, a bit bigger. I think this one's a bit easier to spot the inclusions, so you've got up to, you know, 1 millimetre or even 2 millimetres across, bits of flint and other minerals there in this white clay. So this is Surrey borderware, or coarse borderware, or whiteware industries. A bit of a splash there of copper glaze, green copper glaze. So that's quite a nice piece of medieval pottery to find on the foreshore. Another very recognisable type of pottery, slipware. Sometimes has beautiful feathered patterns in it. This is rather plain. This was produced in Staffordshire and in Bristol in quantity, but also in London, right through from the 17th century right up to the 1830s. Very popular for baking dishes and very recognisable and rather nice to see. Nestling in under this massive rock there is a pipe bowl, clay pipe bowl. Sort of small bowl. The bowls get generally bigger as the pipe evolves from time. This is going to be a 17th century pipe bowl. I think probably sort of 1640 to 1680, that sort of period. So it's amazing to think the last person to touch this was smoking in London in the 17th century. So you wonder who they were, what their life was like, how they came to broke it and throw it into the river. Here's another nice bit of medieval pottery that I just pulled out from that rock. This is from the base of a large pot or cistern, and you can just see there it has the thumbing marks that is very distinctive of these medieval pots. So the potter, slightly smaller fingers than me, would have thumbed this out to give stability, because the base would be slightly concave and saggy, and so the thumbing would help it to sit in the fire or on the surface. So again, Surrey whiteware, 1350 to 1500. This bit here is actually the inside of a brick, a ventilator brick, but obviously it's been broken and the river has washed it away, so it's got this rather interesting shape to it now. This piece is very typical of the post-medieval redwares, very difficult to date, often quite large, maybe used for industrial purposes. Glazed inside and out, any time from the 16th century to the 19th century for these pieces, and the whole foreshore is littered with large chunks of this, because being thick it obviously survives quite well in this environment. Here is the base of a stoneware pot, probably for ink or blacking, that sort of thing. You know, one of the staples of the Victorian potters industry, made in their millions, I should think. Just picking this up now. It doesn't look like much, but it is actually a Roman piece of pottery. So it's not got a glaze on it, it's actually a slip, contrasting slip colour either side, and it is colour-coated ware. From a little cup, I guess, probably a small vase, so that's nice to find. Just spotted this little fragment in the thing there. It's salt glazed stoneware, but it's nice because it's got the details of the person, the innkeeper or the brewer. So it's 9 Bishopsgate Street without. A bit of research might be able to track down who that was, but it would definitely be late Georgian or Victorian in date. It's a very nice little find, a piece of German stoneware with a motto on it. It looks like Est, possibly means Ist. The S is the wrong way round because they made the mould the wrong way round, but that's very nice. That's probably going to be 16th century, and we'll see if we can track down what sort of vessel that comes from, but I'm very happy to find that. Delighted to have found this. It doesn't look very much from this side, but if you turn it over, you will see it's got a lot of grit there on the inside, and it's actually a Roman find, a piece of mortaria, which is what they use for grinding up food and making spices. It's a very heavy duty bit of pottery. It takes some pounding, at a large size, you know, communal mortaria used for a large family or institution. But very nice to see those grits there, and to find another little fragment of Roman London. This little bit of stoneware, which was edge on, and I just pulled it out, it's got a frilled base, and it's a German stoneware drinking jug, but it's an early one. The frill base means it's sort of 1450 to 1550, 1500 to 1550, and it's probably comes from the seabird industry, I should think, so that's very nice.